Today, I'm going to give you guys some spoiler-free tips for your trip to Epic Universe. These are just a few things I think you need to know, and I saw a lot of the same questions getting asked over and over, so I thought I would just kind of answer a bunch of those here. This is going to be just some stuff to help you plan for your trip. We're going to start off with the locker situation. Several attractions have lockers, but they are so much bigger than the ones at the other parks. So if you're familiar with the locker size of Universal Studios Florida or Islands of Adventure, just know the ones in Epic Universe are much bigger. I can fit an entire lounge fly in there, and my hat, and my Freestyle Cup. They're much bigger, and these are free. They do use facial recognition to open and close. But if you want to opt out of that, just talk to a team member. They'll give you a little card with a barcode on it so you can scan that instead of your face. But it's very simple. If you're familiar with the lockers at Velocicoaster that are double-sided, this is the same system they use here at Epic Universe. So you'll put your stuff in the locker on one side, and when you get off the attraction, you'll just collect it on the other side. The only place I saw this not double-sided locker system was the single rider queue for Monsters Unchained. That was the only place that it was one way in and out. But otherwise, all the rest of the lockers I saw are double-sided. The only attraction that requires a metal detector is Stardust Racers. So if you're planning to ride that, you do need to put your stuff in the locker, and then you'll go upstairs and go through the metal detector and then choose whether you want to get in the line for yellow track or green track. The attraction does count only as one attraction, so if you have a single time express pass, just know that you'll be able to use it one time, and if you want to ride the other track, you'll need to use the standby line to go ride the other track. But luckily, this is kind of a people eater. The wait time is not too terrible. Most of the day I've checked, and it's pretty low. It does get higher at night because it's more fun to ride at night. I've ridden during the day. I rode at night for the first time the other night. Blew my mind. It was crazy. But I'm glad I rode it during the day first, because I think it would have terrified me if my first time had been at night. There are several different concierge kiosks around Celestial Park. They're located sort of near the portals. So near Dark Universe, near Wizarding World, How to Train Your Dragon, and Super Nintendo World. These are really great and convenient. They have lockers that you can rent in each of these stations. So if you're going to be buying a lot of stuff, or you just don't want to carry things around all day, you can stop at the concierge desk, and there's a locker rental on the back side of each of them. This is also where you'll find your fuel rod kiosk. So if you're going to buy a fuel rod or just swap out, the fuel rod kiosks are at each of those concierge desks. The concierge desk is also where you're going to get your attraction assistance pass. It's very convenient. I don't have one, but some of the people I went with did. So we just all walked up. It was very simple, quick process. It seemed to be much quicker than the system at the old parks where you just have one guest services location. So those 4 different kiosks are available. If you're staying at the Helios, there are 2 concierge locations that are by Dark Universe, and Wizarding World. Those are going to be your most convenient. So if you're entering from Helios and you need to get your attractions assistance pass, stop at one of those concierge desks. If you're coming from the front, you can go to guest services right outside of the park and do it. Or there are those concierge desks on each side. As soon as you enter through the Kronos, you can go left or right, and there are concierge desks there. The park has a lot of freestyle machines, and these work with the old cups. So if you have one of your freestyle cups from, the other parks, you can bring it to Epic Universe and activate it there. They work there. If you don't want to bring one, get the new grand opening one. There is an Epic Universe grand opening Freestyle Cup. So if you're a collector of Freestyle Cups, or you just want to show off Epic Universe when you go to the other parks, get one of these. Very simple. Again, just works just like the other parks. You activate it and you get fills for the day. If you're planning to do the monster makeup experience in Darkmoor, just be aware that you cannot purchase or consume alcohol if your face is painted. They can't verify your ID if you're, obviously made up. So they won't sell you alcohol, and they Obviously, don't want you consuming it either, because if they approach you and ask you for an ID, they can't verify it. So if they see you drinking alcohol with the makeup on, you're probably going to have to take your makeup off. So don't let that happen. Just do your drinking before you do the monster makeup. Or if you're staying at the Helios, you know, get your makeup done, go back to your room, drink in your room, come back to the park. That would be my suggestion. Annual pass holders do get some of their benefits at Epic Universe. They do not get the express after 4 p.m. No express for annual pass holders. But you do get your free parking. And if you have the premier annual pass with the valet, valet is also covered as well. So I used the valet parking the other day for free. You just got a tip. You also get your discount. If you have an annual pass, you get your discount on food and merchandise. Each attraction has a family room. This is where you can do child swap or rider swap. These are really nice here at Epic Universe. They're beautiful, actually. They have nice benches, they have changing tables, they have water fountains, they have water bottle fillers, they even have restrooms. Some of them have TVs, so it's kind of nice. The restrooms in the queue is amazing though. So if you're, staying in the family room, you don't have to leave. Also, if you're in the queue and you need to use the restroom, you can just, get out, go use the restroom that's in the building and get back in line. So you don't have to exit the entire attraction and get back in the queue. Makes it super convenient. I love this. I really have to say that's a great addition. But each of the family swap areas is also located really close to the boarding of the attraction, so families can wait together through the entire queue. You can see all the details in the queue, and then just before the people riding are going to board, you'll break off and go into the family room. And like I said, there's water bottle filling stations, there's changing tables, restrooms, seats, the TV. It's really nice. So they have seriously upgraded their family rooms. Also following that, I am obsessed with the Viking training camp, which is the playground in the How to Train Your Dragon area. It is so good. I was a huge fan of Fievel's Playland, and I honestly hate Shrek's Swamp. I don't like it. Anyway, that's another rant. But anyway, I love the Viking training camp. It is great. It's good for little ones. It's good for little bigger ones. It's beautiful in there, well themed, nice. Most of it's covered. There's like beautiful views at the top. There are these dragon head binoculars so kids and adults can look out if they want. And they have restrooms in the play area. In the very back, there is the water bottle fillers and some bathrooms. And I think that is amazing. I don't have children, but I used to be a teacher and I know how children can be. So I can only imagine being in a play area and the kids say, I need to go to the bathroom, and you don't know where the bathroom is, and the closest bathroom from the play area is a bit of a hike. So there is actually bathrooms in the play area. Love it. If I was a parent, I would be thanking Universal. I'm sure other parents are thanking Universal, but I think that's just so cool. Nice addition. There are tons of water bottle fillers and water fountains all over the park, which I am so grateful for. I am really bad about staying hydrated at the parks. The lines for freestyle machines are always so long if I want water, and I'm just like, I'm not waiting in that. So I usually get really dehydrated in the summer. And it's so nice to have these water bottle fillers all over, because you can wait for the freestyle and fill it up there, but if there's a lot of people, it's nice to just be able to go over there. And they have them in the queues. They have them near the restrooms. They have them just kind of, scattered about wherever. But it's a great addition. I'm super excited to have water bottle fillers everywhere. I will drink more water now. That is one of my goals for 2025. Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. Ooh, let's talk about this. I made another video earlier talking about tips and tricks where I said rope drop Harry Potter. And then, immediately the next day they decided to do virtual line. So great. So now let's talk about virtual line. If they continue to do virtual line, there will be no standby queue. You can only experience the attraction with the virtual line. I know it's a pain. I hate it. I have gotten lucky. So I'm going to kind of give you guys my experience. If you go on the Universal Orlando app, you'll go to where the attractions are, and you'll go to where the Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry attraction is. And in the text, it shows you and it tells you the drop times for the day. They also do random drop times. So if you want to keep checking throughout the day, that's a good idea. If you want to just wait for the drop times and check then, that also works. But I suggest being on a few minutes before that drop time. So set a timer or alarm on your phone to go off to remind you. And then you'll want to be on the app and refreshing. And I have, the screen recording here, but I just kept going back and forth and kind of pulling down. And I pulled it down and it popped up and refreshed with the blue virtual line there. You click that. You just need to change the number of guests riding. You do not have to have your tickets linked. I know that was a thing originally and it caused so much chaos. You don't have to have the tickets linked. You just have to select the number of riders and select the ride time. There's going to be options, usually like a few different ride times to choose from. Every time that I have picked the first time, it'll say this time is no longer available. So every time I have gotten a time successfully, I've chosen either in the middle or at the bottom. Just go quick. And I have gotten it multiple times. I also, one day there was somebody standing nearby. They were trying to get on and I clicked like an extra person on mine and we took them with us. So that was really nice because he didn't get a spot. So I was really happy to be able to help somebody else. But just so you know, just change the number of guests and everyone in your party can be trying, because there were 6 or 7 of us on our phones trying the one day and I was the only person that got it. So just know that everyone in your group can be trying to get that spot. I'm also going to point out that the first drop, I'm going to mention that this is during the previews. Park opens at 11 a.m. Guests at the hotels can get in at 10, and the virtual line first drops at 10:45. I was ready at 10:44 refreshing, and I'm going to put the screen recording here, but you can see I am already getting my virtual line time before the notification comes through from Universal that the times are about to drop. We one day were there, and as soon as the notification came through, like, get ready for a virtual line, we clicked it and they were all gone. So obviously just be on there early and ready. My other thing is that I'm pretty positive you need to be in the park. Where I live, I'm close enough to the park that it gives me, I can see things that guests in the park can see, but I tried to click and see if I could get a virtual line time the other day and it said, you're not in the park. So I just think that you're going to have to at least be in the park, or at least super close to getting in the park. I know that I said hotel guests were getting in an hour early. Usually they let non-hotel guests in, but have them like held in a little barricaded, roped off section off to the sides, and hotel guests can kind of walk in and free walk into the park. So you can get into the park a little early and be in there standing there waiting for the rope drop and refreshing then. So just little tip to getting the virtual line, but it is using a virtual line, and that is the only attraction that is using the virtual line. So again, be ready, be refreshing, and set an alarm if you need to. Constantly check. I really don't like virtual lines. I'm not a fan of them. I have been lucky to get them every time I've gone to the park though. So Battle of the Ministry is great. I like it. No spoilers though. And I think that's about all I have for you guys. I hope these little tips help you plan your trip. And if you have any other questions or anything, please leave them in the comments and be sure to subscribe. I have some food reviews coming out, some more stuff from Epic. So stay tuned. I will see you guys next time. Bye.